So this is chapter 2 entitled Passive Reconnaissance Part 1. In this chapter, we are to learn passive reconnaissance technique, different passive reconnaissance technique. Also, we'll be able to identify preparation for background findings. So, information gathering is the process of identifying, discovering, and obtaining information that may have relevance to the penetration tests to be conducted. The process of gathering information is crucial to the success of the penetration tests, especially if it's under black box and gray box tests, as it provides the tester with potentially actionable data on their target. This data may end up shaping specific attacks in certain ways or prompt the tester to reconsider their overall attack strategy. Attacking a target directly without first gathering information will make it harder to achieve all the goals of the pen test or may even result in outright failure. Um, Take note that this information gathering is the first step in the penetration tests and usually done through passive intelligence gathering method. These passive methods or passive intelligence gathering methods are usually are those that do not actively engage the target organization system, technology, defenses, people, or locations. The information gathered through this process is usually we call as OSINT or it stands for open source intelligence. And among other data that can be gathered, OSINT is often used to determine the organization's footprint. So we've mentioned footprint before. It's a listing of all systems, networks, and other technologies that the organization has. So OSINT, it stands for Open Source Intelligence. This is the information that has been gathered from freely and publicly available sources, those that the penetration tester would search in the internet. The type of information that can be considered OSINT is not something that the organization or other entity can reasonably expect to keep private. So, well, because it's available nga in the internet. And anyone, regardless of affiliation or authorization, can obtain this information without running afoul of any laws and regulation. Um, this make OSINT valuable to the preliminary pen test phases. Okay, so like with the OSINT, the penetration be able to identify what are those critical informations that are seen publicly. Okay, example of under OSINTs are whois. Okay, so like example with the whois, be able to identify domain names, domain registration. So if this is critical to a company, so that may be already an inclusion in the report of the penetration testing, and the organization may have something to do uh, protecting this information seen under the whois tool. We have a discussion of the whois later. Um, Aside from this, related websites or let's say social media sites like Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or LinkedIn under public job postings or Google search results. Okay? Or maybe there are information seen on blog sites or news articles and information gathered from DNS, mail records, and SSL certificates. So let's dig into these open source intelligence tools one by one. Start with the whois. Whois is actually a protocol that supports querying of data related to entities that register public domains and other internet resources. Um, Usually, informations about entities are available to anyone who queries database using whois. Usually, whois allows you to search database of registered users of domains and IP address blocks and can provide useful information about an organization or individual based on their registration information. Okay. Um, a typical query will be conducted on a public domain like comptia.org, and it reveals information about the domain and in turn the organization who owns it. Okay. We've had the discussion of this whois in uh, last term. Also in Cisco, this was discussed, right? Um, there's a discussion on this on the uh, virtual lab activity or demonstration that I have provided. So I have here one example of an output of an information seen under the who is. Example, be able to identify the name of the organization and who is the registered contact, the address, right, and the phone numbers are displayed then together with the email ad, and then also who is the registrar, like who is the host, or where is the website hosted. Like in this case, it was hosted to godaddy.com, which includes the Ayana ID and the contact number and email address of GoDaddy. Okay, there. So I have here one output of who is query.